Boys, welcome back. We're here. The Super Bowl special. Not really welcome back. We're kind of combining shows today. That's why we're all dressed to impress. Look at all of us. Besides Granny's going hunting. But we're all dressed to impress today for the Super Bowl special. We're going to be talking about Super Bowl, NBA, a little golf at the end here. But we're going to make our Super Bowl picks first with the Splat Picks, boys. Of course, we got us, the Splat Sports Podcast, me, G. Russ, Barrett, then the Splat Picks boys, Drew, James, and Jack. We're all here. Drew, I'm going to turn it over to you so we can make the picks here. And, yeah.
All right, well, let's do it. So Super Bowl starting it off. Let's go start with the spread. The 49ers are a 1.5-point favorite right now against the Chiefs. It's going to be a great matchup. Let's see. Who wants to pick first?
I don't
Grant,
mind
you go.
going.
Okay.
I'll start. The spread is getting closer and closer every day. I think it started off as a 2.5, 3.5 for the Niners, and which means people keep betting Chiefs, and Vegas doesn't want to lose money. And I'm going to be one of those people. I think the Chiefs will cover a 1.5-point spread. We've seen Patrick Mahomes be dominant in Super Bowls. I think he's 2-1, 3-1 right now. He's been elite in Super Bowls. He still has his guy Travis Kelce, arguably the greatest tight-end of all time. But I think the biggest thing in this game will be the Kelce and Taylor Swift magic at the end of the game. I think if the Chiefs win, that boy is getting down on one knee and proposing to her. That's my take. I also really like this over. It's 47.5, two electric offenses, and two I think Chiefs defense is so. Chris Jones is kind of the anchor for that team. So I think he has a big game. The Chiefs will have a big game. I think Chiefs take it, and I like the over. Give me the over and give me the Chiefs spread. Grant?
Yeah, I agree with James. Mahomes' playoff record, I believe, is now 17 or 18-3, and I do believe that's going to carry. He is going to have almost a perfect game for them to win, whereas Brock Purdy, can have an okay game and they could still win because of his great weapons around him. But at the end of the day, I think Mahomes will be the GOAT by the end of his career, and I'm going to roll with that. I'm going to go with the Chiefs.
You calling what's his name? Brock Purdy a game manager?
No, I'm just saying his weapons around him, he doesn't need a perfect game.
Do you think he's a game manager though?
Do I think? No, not necessarily, no.
Okay, just wondering. Who wants to go next? I'll take it. I'll take it. All right.
All right, let's go, Drew.
Look, three of the same picks. Why not? Look, I've picked against Patrick Mahomes every round of these playoffs, and I'm in last place because of it in our leaderboard. If I just went with Pat, look, I'm tied for the lead every time. So I'm changing my luck. If I go 0 for 4 on Chiefs games, I go 0 for 4. But I got to take the Chiefs at 1.5. The offensive struggles of the 49ers, first half against the Lions, it was prevalent. I just don't think they're going to be able to win. Not only are the Chiefs going to cover, they're going to win. Third Super Bowl win for Pat Mahomes. Who cares about Travis and Taylor? No big deal. But I'm with James. Heavy offensive game. Give me the over at 47.5. Take it away, B-Rob.
Okay, I'm agreeing with everyone here. I think you got to take the Chiefs over 1.5. You cannot bet against Patrick Mahomes, Andy Reid, and Travis Kelce. The big three, they are phenomenal. It's like betting against Michael Jordan, Scottie Pippen, and Phil Jackson. You just don't do it. A playoff game, I'm taking the Chiefs every time. So give me the over. It's going to be a shootout, all Chiefs games. But the Chiefs are going to make a big stop at the end of the game to give Mahomes the ball and just a last-second drive. Mahomes magic like before. And, James, I kind of agree with your take there. The Travis Kelce magic, I see it happening. So give me the Chiefs.
Are you guys intoxicated? It's the 49ers. Me and Hunter are thinking correctly here. I see him every single time y'all pick. He would flip out. The 49ers are covering this. You have Christian McCaffrey, Kittle, Ayuk, Purdy. Come on. I think they cover and it's obviously going to go over. So give me both of those.
All right, Jack. I think the only problem with your take is Brock Purdy has never been in a game this big. Remember, he played at Iowa State. He was a third string that got a start. Congrats to him. Something I will never be able to do.
but I still don't think he's winning because Steve Spagnuolo, he is a defensive genius. He is going to have formations that Brock Purdy won't even be able to see. They are so great at running their style of play in defense that Brock Purdy is going to crumble under pressure. But I want to hear Hunter's take.
Listen, they don't call me Money Mac for nothing, okay? I hate Patrick Mahomes, okay? I've been his biggest hater since day one. And I don't have a watch called Ruby in 49ers colors for nothing, okay? Give me Brock Purdy. I'm the biggest Brock Purdy fan known to man, okay? Give me Brock Purdy to the Super Bowl. We're going to win it. I'm not even a 49ers fan. They're going to win the Super Bowl. Taking the money line, taking the over, all in the 49ers favor.
I don't like Mahomes. I don't like Kelsey, but I like winning, and that's why I'm taking the Chiefs.
All right. Okay.
Hey, Hunter, are you going to be the next Mattress Mac or whatever? Is that you? You the next
No,
one? Making
no,
millions?
no.
That's what you made it sound like.
No.
Showing off that watch and everything.
It was $5 on Temu, but, we make it look right, okay?
It's tough. Get into a little funny bet next. Some Gatorade color on the winning team. On Andy Reid, of course. On Andy Reid. James, you want to go first again?
I'll go first. I think if the Chiefs win, they could go any direction. We've seen them go with colors as crazy as purple. Do I think it's going to be purple? No. I'm going to go with the safe bet. I'm going a little wild picking the Chiefs. According to Hunter, that's a wild take. I don't think it is. But I did see a video when I was scrolling through my Instagram Reels, and this one guy did a deep dive on the Gatorade colors for the Niners, and he broke it down to either orange or blue. But I think that the Chiefs are going to win, right? So why would I pick a color that the Niners would win? Like Drew said last week, he was in a win-win scenario with Kentucky and Tennessee. I'm going to put myself in a scenario like that. Give me orange. That way, if the Chiefs don't win, I'll at least get Gatorade color correct. G. Ross, let's hear it from you next.
Yeah, I haven't really took a deep dive into this, but I'm a roll with James. He seems like the expert on this, so I'll go with orange too.
Well, can't be different. I got to be different. I have to be different. We all had the same picks last time. I've seen a lot. I've seen blue has been one of the most recently used colors. Somehow clear was in there. And it's always called a Gatorade bad. Nobody wants water dumped on them. It's not going to be water. Definitely not. But I think it'll be blue, The record shows either team. Blue's the best tasting Gatorade too. That's what the players like, I'd assume. So give me blue.
Okay, just pulling up something from USA Today. It says since the year 2001, the most popular Gatorade color for Gatorade bath has been orange. So I'm sticking with the trend. I'm going with orange. But also, let's throw a wild card in here. Let's go red. Common color both teams. But I think orange will be the one. We'll look out for that red.
I'm going with Drew here. I saw the same thing with blue. I'm going blue.
Yeah.
Like I already said, y'all are crazy. I'm going purple here. Everybody loves purple Gatorade. I don't know who doesn't. I don't. I don't drink Gatorade. Drink Body Armor. Please sponsor us. But listen, all I'm going to say is this. Y'all are picking the easy way out. But if you want to be Money Mac like I am, you got to take the long way around it. We're going purple here. Two colors that the teams are not associated with whatsoever. Besides one person individually, that's Taylor Swift.
Oh.
Purple's our color. They win, get a little purple color on there, which they won't win, which means the 49ers will be dubbed in purple, but it doesn't make sense. But I'm going with purple just because of that.
Hey, purple's also in the color scheme of this year's Super Bowl. So, hey.
Ooh.
That's a good pull right there. That is elite ball knowledge if I've ever seen it. Good stuff, Barrett.
Hey.
Ball knowledge? What kind of ball knowledge is involved with that one? I think that's just eye knowledge.
Eyes can be deceiving sometimes, though.
Any other kind of picks we should make this week? Any other picks? We'll make a lot of bets on the Super Bowl.
I'm a big heads type of guy for coin toss, so taking heads.
Tails
You,
never
Russ?
fails. You know what they say.
Yeah, I agree. Tails never fails. Me and Drew.
I'll go heads. I feel like this type of night, tails never fails except for on the Super Bowl. So give me heads.
That's my boy. That's my
Give
boy.
me heads.
Listen, I hate bald people, and the head reminds me of bald people, so I'm gonna go with tails here.
Hey, Hunter,
Jeez.
you know my dad's gonna be watching this.
No, I like
You
your
wanna, like,
dad.
apologize?
I don't like bald people with a lot of tattoos that sit on the board of directors for a company that I personally enjoy watching every week. That's my kind of thing. But I enjoy your dad.
That seems very targeted. I don't know who you're talking about, but it seems very targeted.
I think he's talking
Dwayne
about
Johnson?
Adam Silver. Adam
No.
Silver.
No,
Adam
just
Silver.
go on my
The Rock.
just go on my Twitter. You'll figure
Rock.
it out there. I might have went off on a lot of people on there.
What about first touchdown of the game? Team and player. Who y'all taking?
I think the Niners come out hot in this one. I think the Niners will come out hot. They'll come out guns a-blazing, even though the Chiefs are still going to win. That's just going to motivate Pat Mahomes to go out there and win for his father. And so I think CMC just rubs it into the whole Chiefs fan base by scoring that first touchdown. Kyle Jaseka is going to lead block for him. He's going to do it for his wife, who's doing an excellent job with her new design career. Congrats to her. But CMC sees the end zone first.
What'd you
I thought
just
you were
call
talking
Kyle
about Patrick
Juszczyk?
Mahomes' wife.
I don't know how to pronounce his last name. I'm sorry to him and his family. That's on me.
Thought you were
Isn't
talking
it
about Brittany
Juszczyk?
Mahomes' new endeavor.
No. CMC end zone. They say opposites attract. I don't think they're that opposite. They're very much alike, and he's still going to pound that end zone.
Okay. Yep. Grant, yeah, you take it after that one.
So you Russ, you're gonna agree.
I do think 49ers do come out hot, but I don't think it's McCaffrey. I think in order to, get a good start to the game, they're going to use Debo in multiple different ways. And I think that some of their trickery will get Debo the first touchdown of the game.
I could see that. I was thinking through it. I don't know. I think the Chiefs, they're going to take the tails. Tails doesn't fail. They get the ball first. They're going to score that touchdown. Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid, they'll have a great game plan coming into it. They'll just march ball down the field. They won't be stopped. I don't think Kelsey's getting the touchdown, though. They're going to hit Kadarius Toney. People might think he drops it. No, he's gonna have the game. He's gonna have a game. He's gonna make up for it all season.
Drew, I like how
Is
you
Tony even playing?
Is Kadarius Toney even playing?
Is he even
Is he
active?
not?
He's playing.
Never
I don't think
mind.
he's
Scratch
playing.
that. Scratch that one. My boy MSV. That one. That's who I was talking about. Yeah.
MVS.
Marquez Valdez-Scantling.
MVS.
Yeah, MVS. I was getting there. I said his name right, just not his initials. Yeah. Marquez Valdez-Scantling. But I can't pronounce it either. So who cares? He's getting that first touchdown.
Okay. I'm going to say, the 49ers, they're going to get the heads on the coin toss. They're going to defer, take it to the Chiefs. Chiefs are going to have the classic Kansas City Chiefs drives, just marching down the field, doing whatever they want. They're going to get to about the 4 or the 5 yard line, and then they're going to pound the rock with Isaiah Pacheco. He's going to run it in for the first touchdown of the Super Bowl and get the Chiefs up 7-0.
Barrett is completely correct. Oh my gosh. Let's put him on our show next week. This guy knows what's happening. I'm agreeing with Barrett here. Pacheco scores first.
Listen, I've disagreed with you all day. I'm going to do it again here. Here's what's going to happen. Coin toss, tails. Patrick Mahomes says, we want that ball, points that way for the end zone. That's the way they're going to go. They're driving down to the 25-yard line. Then Patrick Mahomes looks in the box, sees his wife, and after her new endeavor that she announced this week, is going to get blinded, throw a pick. Then CMC, 88 out the gate, touchdown, CMC, Christian McCaffrey, first touchdown of the game, leading to a 49ers dominant win over the Chiefs.
Okay,
Wow.
I got
There you go.
a fun one for y'all. What's the over/under going to be for Jackson Mahomes TikToks after the game?
Oh Lord, hopefully 0. Hopefully it hits under and it smashes 0. Please.
Well, they're gonna win, so he'll have one on the field at least. There will be one in the press box with Taylor Swift. So if the line's at 1.5, I'm taking the over.
Yeah, I'm gonna say he makes probably 3 or 4. You know, I know he's probably gonna make one pregame outside of Allegiant Stadium. Definitely one in the box with Taylor and Brittany, like Drew said. Maybe even Mama Kelsey joins in. Let's see. Hey, you never know. He's probably gonna make one at halftime. You know, halftime show. I think that's one to look out for. And then obviously, when the confetti comes down and Patrick Mahomes holds up that Super Bowl trophy, and Taylor and Travis are embracing. Jackson will be on the side, getting that money up, doing the TikTok dances. So give me 4.
Wow. That's a lot. Anybody else got an opinion?
Listen, as long as there's not a memorial for a player on the sideline there that he can dance over, I'm gonna go with an. What are we opening the over under at? What, 2, right?
1.5.
1.5.
1.5, 1.5. I'm gonna go under because there's no memorial for him to dance on. So that's what we're gonna go with there.
All right, let's dive into some NBA trade deadline. Not a very eventful one, but we did have some interesting changes across the league. Who wants to start us off? G. Russ, you haven't talked in a minute. Hit us up with some.
Gordon Hayward heading to the Thunder. Thunder are obviously buying big time because they want this to be their year. And I don't know for sure, but is Gordon Hayward free agent after this year?
Yes.
Okay,
Yep.
because so basically it's contract year for him. Maybe hopefully he can play good for them and take him to a run and hopefully he can find a new in Oklahoma City.
I would disagree with
Josh
you,
Giddey, I think, or 2.
I disagree. They had 18 first rounders over the next 6 years, and they hardly gave up anything when there were plenty of bigs across the league. I mean, you had Capella that the Hawks are kind of wanting to dump off. RIP my Hawks. And you have Kuzma. You had several, and they went after kind of an older, not really a big, but an older veteran. I don't know if they're going all in this year or not because their players are still fairly young. But I do think Hayward will have a positive impact on that locker room just because his aroma around that locker room will help the younger guys really develop into the players they need to become.
Yeah,
Listen, I hear.
Go ahead, Hunter.
Listen, James, I know you're a Hawks fan. I hear the streets saying that Trae Young's at the door. That's what the streets are saying. Heading to Grant's Los Angeles Lakers, team up with LeBron. That's what my sources are saying. They don't call me Money Mac for nothing. But I mean, some other big trades happen. I think that the Hornets have completely sold their soul to just tanking right now. No LaMelo. I think he's injured right now. I believe so. Just took on Grant Williams, who's a great guy. Apparently rubbed Luka Doncic the wrong way right there. But what are the Hornets doing here, Barrett?
Well, it was evident coming into the deadline. I saw some things. The Mavs wanted to add a bigger forward, similar to the role that Porzingis had. So I think Kuzma was a name that was thrown in there, and obviously PJ Washington is the guy that they went after. He's having a very good year, averaging about 14 points. He can hit the 3. He's a good defender. He's long, so I kind of like that move for the Mavs. And they didn't really give up too much. They gave up Grant Williams and Seth Curry and a 27 first-round pick, which could end up being something. But I think that they made a pretty good deal for them. Also, they added in 2 second-round picks and got what they felt that they were missing. And then they obviously got Grant Williams, who obviously the news. Apparently, he rubbed someone the wrong way, changing his shoes from the Lukas back to the Tatums. So the Mavs wanted him out. You get the cancer out of the locker room, and hopefully the Mavs will start making a run with the new addition of PJ Washington. So yeah.
Speaking of rubbing, you go ahead, Drew.
I don't know a lot about NBA, but I do know Grant Williams. He was so fun to watch at Tennessee. I feel like his career might be drawn to an end. He's now, after leaving the Celtics, he's had 2 teams in a year. I just think once you see that in the NBA, yeah, less than in the same season. So once you see that in a guy, you don't know what's going to happen with his career. So I feel like hate to hear it for him. He's done well enough. He can go live a great life. Just I think his NBA career, and he doesn't have much left in it.
Speaking of rubbing people the wrong way, I think we all remember when Pat Bev and my boy Dame Time did not really go great on the court past few seasons, and now we see Pat Bev in Milwaukee. I think this is a great move for Milwaukee since they've kind of struggled on defense without what's his name who went to the Celtics, Drew Holiday. But Doc Rivers was not the move. I'm sorry, he just hasn't been able to get it done postseason wise since he was on the Celtics with that elite team. What are y'all's takes on that?
Listen, I think that they should have just made Thanos the coach, kind of let him do his thing. I also get why Pat Bev was traded there. He's a Doc Rivers guy. He's kind of followed Doc Rivers around. So it makes sense for really Doc Rivers end. I don't see this working out for the Bucks. I think it's not going to kind of mesh, and I think it's going to create a divide, which is perfect for a Celtics fan, as we can now just waltz into the NBA Finals. No team's going to stop us. Miami, not a threat. Miami's not a threat. They don't call me Money Mac for nothing. They're not a threat. I'm not worrying about them. Celtics are going to win the NBA championship. Stamped.
Wow.
I kind of like this move for the Bucks. They add that perimeter defense, which they're missing once they dumped off Drew Holiday to the Celtics. Pat Bev, we all know the infamous meme of him jumping up on the scores table and throwing his jersey into the crowd after winning the playoff game for the Timberwolves. But I kind of like that swagger and this dog mentality that he brings to a locker room, especially in the postseason. So I think he's going to be a very important piece for the Bucks going into this playoffs, and I'm looking for him to maybe shut a star player down in a key series for the Bucks.
Is Embiid hard to play with? Because I feel like the 76ers have thrown stars at him, and they have just not meshed. I don't think that the 76ers need Embiid anymore. I think that
beside Harden.
Wow.
Yeah.
Who beside him?
Harden, Ben Simmons. Now,
Ben Simmons was a star.
Now, Ben Simmons was a star in his prime. Simmons was a star in his prime.
Now you throw Buddy Hield there. It doesn't seem like it's working out really in Philadelphia. I think that you ship Embiid off, you get a plethora of picks, plethora of assets, and you build behind Tyrese Maxey.
No, Maxey really popped onto the scene this year. It's been nice to watch him play, but we've seen coaches come and go. We've seen star players come and go out of Philadelphia. And the only one that stayed the same in Philly is Embiid. So I really think Embiid could be the problem here. So do you trade him as Philly? He's your star player. Do you want to trade him and try and get picks and get lucky in the draft, or get another star player and try and rebuild? Or do you want to stick with possibly the cancer?
How would the fans handle getting Embiid out of there? Because I feel like the fans love him.
Philly's weird.
You'd be surprised.
Yeah, and you've also seen I know you're saying, stars have come in left, but you've also seen these stars like Ben Simmons been sent out a lot. Who's the other one I was going to say? Harden. Harden has had struggles. He didn't like their GM. So I almost think, they're picking these stars, but they're not picking stars that it's hard to judge, but they just don't have good attitudes. They don't like it when they're not the guy. I mean, that's obviously why Irving left Cleveland and everything, and you've seen him bounce everywhere too. So I think it's more they have to find a good, like they found Max, they need to find a young player that they find more talent in that can play a 3 or a 4 that can help them get to the finals.
Well, the problem with Embiid is he is without a doubt a phenomenal player who's putting up phenomenal numbers this year. Last year, he had an MVP caliber season, and he's doing the same this year. Obviously, now he's not eligible for the award due to his meniscus injury. But the problem with him is the game focuses around him. And if you compare him to a guy like Nikola Jokic, Jokic gets his whole team involved. He makes the whole team better. You could put me and Grant out there, and we would probably put up some decent numbers because we have Nikola Jokic on the floor. But with Embiid, that's not the case. He has to have his shots. He has to be able to put up the numbers to keep his team in the game, which in return pisses James Harden off, and just all sorts of different things. So, I mean, I think you got to look at him. I think Josh Harris needs to he's the owner of the 76ers. I think he needs to look at potentially moving Embiid. I know that's a little bit easier said than done because he's their franchise cornerstone, but I think it is definitely just a time to shake some things up in Philly and see what you can roll with here.
There
Yeah,
you
no, I
go.
love you bringing up Jokic because he is really a selfless player and he's an all-around player. He can pass, he can shoot, he's a good defender, and he can rebound. He is what NBA franchises wish they had. He is that guy. And I think with Embiid, that's why he hasn't meshed with Harden or he hasn't meshed with Ben Simmons because they are so selfish. Whereas Embiid is like, you want the ball? Here's the ball. Here, pass me back the ball. He's such a good role player, not role player. I think that's the wrong word. He's such a good all around player that he can work with anyone, anywhere, and he will win championships.
Oh,
Y'all mentioned
there you go.
injuries. Should we get to the guy coming off of an injury, Tiger Woods?
Let's get to it.
That's
Let's
a
go.
big one. Just
Yeah, go
announced
ahead
that
and
he's
mark
coming
him
back.
down as champion. Sunday Red
Alrighty.
dropping soon.
Yeah,
I mean,
for what? $400?
Doesn't matter. I'm gonna wear it. Listen,
Oh, I
he's
think
gonna.
everybody will.
I think Genesis is probably the best option for Tiger to go to because it is considered like one of the easiest courses to play. I think you always see like under 20, like you're under 26 par on these courses half the time. I think Tiger's going to dominate. He's won this tournament multiple times. I think that you really want to build your brand right here. You really want to prove that you can play in the year of 2024. You do it right here. You do it right now. I like Tiger going into this tournament. I know that he's probably not going to win it. I would love to see it. And I think that for his brand, it would be an awesome opportunity for him to win it.
I love you
Do you
talking about his
think-
brand.
Take it, James. You got it.
I love you talking about his brand because he just recently left Nike, and this would be a huge step in the right direction to build his brand. So nice job talking about that. Now, Drew, what did you have to say?
Do you think Tiger can come back and play 4 full rounds of golf? We've seen his back, his legs. They've all fallen off. Like it's a walking course. Sure, he can go out with his son and play, ride on a cart. Like it's the walking that'll get to him. I just don't feel like. I hope. I mean, I love Tiger. I hope he goes out there, shoots 26 under, and wins the tournament. But do you guys think that he has the endurance to do that?
Absolutely not.
No.
I mean, you've seen him. I feel like he gets injured in every tournament he plays in. I mean, it's new day, new injury for Tiger Woods. Obviously, you hate to see it. I would love to see him win this tournament. I think America would love to see him win this tournament, but it's not going to happen. It's just like the old guy at the rec center trying to play basketball. Every time he goes out there, he rolls his ankle. That's the same with Tiger.
Man, y'all don't know. Money Mac making another pick. Tiger Woods wins the Genesis Invitational. I'm pretty sure that's what it's called, right?
Yeah.
Stamped.
I mean, look, me and Bear, we hope he wins, but 4 full rounds of golf, stringing them together in what, 4 days? How many hours is that? I don't know. But I don't think it's happening.
It's going to be a long day for Tiger.
Yep.
Yeah.
So,
Anything else?
do we think, switching over to NFL real quick, D'Amico Ryans was screwed over in Coach of the Year to Kevin Stefanski?
Yes.
I think that we can all agree to that.
Yes.
D'Amico Ryans was one vote short.
I wouldn't
I
say he
think-
was screwed over.
I think
But, like,
Matt
I mean-
LaFleur was screwed.
You think?
Yeah, youngest team in the playoffs, go into Dallas, beat Dallas with a first-time starting QB. I think he was screwed over. He wasn't even mentioned.
I just think the Packers, they've remained relevant. Houston, they've had such a bad team for these past few years. I just think you base this off of a team like Andy Reid. He's been good. Like, he's not going to get it. They're going to give it to somebody who turned a program around. And that's what Ryans did. So that's why I feel like he deserved it the most. But, I'm not the one voting. What do I know?
I mean, I see the reasoning for Stefanski getting it because he's kind of had to deal with multiple quarterbacks, dealing with a lot of injuries. It makes perfect sense why he got it. I just think that D'Amico Ryans, being a first-year head coach, never had any coaching experience before this, gets handed a rookie quarterback, really young defense. It's hard to win in the NFL. I know it doesn't seem that way sometimes, to some of these teams, but when you're dealt that hand and what he did with that hand, he did an immaculate job, in my opinion.
And the Texans beat the Browns in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Yep.
There you go. If you're a Texans fans right now, you ought to be excited. You just got your first Hall of Famer ever. I mean, Andre Johnson heading to the Hall of Fame along with Devin Hester and Dwight Freeney. I mean, big names heading into the Hall of Fame this year. But if you're a Texans fan, you're having a great offseason. You swept the Rookie of the Year awards. Should have won Head Coach of the Year, in my opinion. Now you got a first round Hall of Famer. I mean, Houston's looking up.
Yeah.
And then going into the comeback Player of the Year, Joe Flacco winning that, I think well deserved. Obviously, I think some people felt there was a little bit of controversy there with DeMar Hamlin and what happened last year. So I think the NFL made the right pick on this one, though. But yeah, Joe Flacco wins comeback Player of the Year.
I agree with you, Barrett. I mean, just DeMar Hamlin, such a miracle that he's still here and stuff. He just didn't have the playing time and stuff just because he was still dealing with injury. I think if he plays well next year, I think he could still be deserving for it next year. Joe Flacco just, after everything, his whole career, after taking the Browns we're talking about, to the playoffs. He said DeMar Hamlin was more deserving, but I feel like the award went to the right person.
Well, boys, I think we're going to wrap it up here. Super Bowl weekend, we're all excited. We'll see if our picks are right. We have a lot of stuff in the works, a lot of surprises coming soon that we're all excited about. Big things coming soon. I'm sure you'll hear about it. I mean, probably next week. Can we go ahead and say next week? Probably 2 weeks, maybe.
Yeah, at least in the next week or two. I mean, big news dropping.
So you'll start seeing some little teasers dropped here and there, some little surprises here and there. We're just becoming more and more official right now. Okay, we're starting to cook a little bit, starting to stir the pot, and yeah. Thank you all for watching. I know it's not the same episodes that we've all had this week. We decided that we would just combine instead of filming 2 separate episodes, combine them together. That's what we did. Have a safe Super Bowl weekend. Jesus loves you. Adios.
Hey, thanks for having us on, Hunter.
Thank you, guys.
Got to do it again. Splat
Yes,
Picks, Splat Sports. Nice episode, boys.